Day 5, Leads Made Easy Challenge. And here we are. So welcome you to the call. Welcome you to jump in, join on. This is authenticity at its finest, right? We're rolling with it as it works, and when it works. And so bottom line is, I'm here, you're here, let's talk. So I would love to find out what's been the experience, what's going on with you with where you're at. I know there's people in various different stages and places right now. In terms of, some of you are rocking and rolling. You've done all 5 days, and there's some shifts, there's some thoughts, there's some questions. And I know some of you are on day 3, or maybe you've only done 1 or 2 of the exercises. And something else that I have seen is there's been several of you that are just winging it. And you're seeing the post and you're making the best of it. You're like, oh, I'm going to do what they're doing, which is great. If that in of itself will get you some sort of movement forward. However, it's not going to give you the result that you're looking for. It's not going to give you the result that again, it's shortcut mentality. Don't do that. Go through the exercise. Right? Go through, and you can do it now. I saw a couple of posts of people who are starting day 1 today. Fantastic. Go through the video, do the exercise, do the work, post it. The threads are still here. We're still here to help support you. And let's make this happen. Just get caught up. Do if you need to catch up today, go do 1 or 2 exercises today. Do all 5 today if you need to. And we'll get that going. Something else that we're going to be positioning here, and we just decided to offer this yesterday as a team, and we've been doing the daily raffles for people who are posting their homework, and I think we still have another day to get caught up on. But on Saturday, we are going to do a live and draw the grand prize winner, and the grand prize winner was going to be be interviewed, a guest spot, and promoted on my podcast, and of course promoted to our social media channels and out. So fantastic opportunity for you. But we decided, how could we make it even more enriched and more powerful, more value for you? So we decided we are going to, we haven't been talking much about it, but we have a sales unscripted training program that we will be basically unpacking this component of the Leads Made Easy Challenge. There are context and components of it that are a part of the sales unscripted program, but we take the whole program and we teach you how to actually generate profit from it, how to maximize the sales conversation, how to make sure that what you are saying and who you're being in the sales conversation is a direct extension and reflection of the work you're doing right now in this exercise. All right. And it's a 90-day program, and you get access to me on group calls weekly, every other week. And then you get access to all of the content and the modules, and we're going to give a seat away for that program that we sell usually for $4,000. That we actually have a promo price coming up here for the challenge. But anyway, I'm giving away more than I should at the moment in terms of details and information. But I want make sure you do the homework is the point, because there is massive opportunity for you. Even if you don't win any of the raffle prizes, you doing this exercise is going to give you massive ahas. All right. And I want to see where you're at. So I would love to hear from you. What things are shifting? What ahas have you had? I'm seeing some questions in the posts. I will definitely be answering those throughout the day. We'll be jumping in and answering the questions. What I would love is jump in here and join us. All right, jump in and join us here. Excuse me. Let me get the link for sure for this so we can get it posted to you. Hold on. All right. That's not the one. Ha. Cool. Actually, let me just get it right here. I'm trying to do it the hard way and it's right in front of me. Excuse me. There we go. Invite. Perfect. Copy that. And voila. Okay, link is in the thread. Come and join me, guys. Come and join me. Jump on, ask questions. Let's talk. Let's see what we can do. And just around. I'm going to hang out for a while, so not going anywhere. We're just going to riff. Going to share a bit what's happening, what you should be going through and experiencing. What I would love to just. I'm very curious to the results that you're having in your for yourself. I want to know, what ahas are you taking to this? What are you pulling out of this? What are you feeling like? Wow, this is great. I know that I can do this. I can come. I can change how I'm talking to the people that I serve. I know more clearly the people who I'm serving. I've learned some stuff about myself that absolutely that I need to take a new perspective on, or a new twist, or I need to go in and maybe rewrite some of my emails, or to rethink how I'm talking to the people based on the levels of clarity and the stages that I'm at, and or even just along the lines of how you're spending your time, right? The thought shift, the shift in perspective around you being able to have around how you're spending your time prospecting, how you're spending your time positioning yourself in front of the right people, right? Just, I would love to hear, what are the shifts? What are the ahas? What are the things that you have been, discovering in this process? So talk to me, friends. I said, I'm on early, and I said, we got this thing to work through the help of Zoom technical support. So I got it up and running. I didn't want to try to reschedule it and come back later. So I decided, let's do it. Here we go. Okay, so let me see what there we go. Perfect. Whoops, let's take that off. Cool. Join me in here, guys. I got the link. Come on in, ask questions. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what we can help you with. And again, I would love to hear what's happening for you. Oops, don't want to do that. Hang tight. Good. Here's that. Panelists, there's one. Okay, allowed to talk. There we go. All right, I'm master of the universe of my technology world. How about that? So it's amazing how this stuff can make it so much more fun running business. Okay, come on in and join the conversation, people. The link is in the thread. Love to hear from you. Ask whatever questions that you have. Share I definitely want to answer your questions, but I'm definitely eager to hear what ahas and what takeaways you've had, what's been going on. And like I said, I'm watching. Please pay attention. I hope all of you are watching this video, because I'm going to call some of you out. And I'm not going to do it by name, but I want you to just reflect on this and see if this might be you. And I'm going to go through the thread. I'm going to spend a little time going through all the comments in the thread and the posts. And there's some that I've seen that people are you're taking the wrong approach on this. And I can tell, based on the answers that some of you are giving, that you haven't watched the videos. You haven't done the exercise. You're just kind of guessing based on what other people are doing. And I'll just tell you, if you're just, I'm excited that you're here. I'm glad that you're a part of this. I'm not interested in your elevator pitch. That's not what we're doing. I'm not looking for that. This isn't about promoting you. This is about you being of service and value. Right. So if you're coming into this already going, yeah, what do I need to do to make sure that I can say something that will be enticing for other people to want to work with me? That's again, you're getting ahead of yourself. This is totally focused on you being able to get crystal clear the level of nuances of the ways of the problems and the experiences on the client journey of your ideal client, so that you could speak to them in such a way that a partner will understand why you have value to their audience. Right. And this isn't about you offering strategy sessions, and this isn't offering to do co-branded activities. That could be the outcome. Okay. But you can't show up with that. There needs to be a standalone value of a conversation with you, a standalone value of an interaction with you. Right? Why should I? If they didn't know you and you were trying to show yourself as somebody who cares about them and their clients, their list, because you understand their client journey so intimately because you've done the work that we've laid out in these last 4 days, 5 days now, that when you send it, you're like, holy crap, they go like, man, this guy absolutely cares about my people and he gets my people. I need to talk to him. And he offered me of something of service and of value just to introduce himself. Right. I got news for you. I'm just going to tell you, the whole free strategy session as a gift concept, I'm not going to poo-poo on it. I'm not, because I don't think there is such a bad idea anywhere out there under the sun. I'm getting off on a tangent here just because that's what happens when I get in front of a mic and I got time. But I'm not going to say it's a bad and it's wrong. It's just, that's about you, right? Don't position it as a, now I believe firmly that a well-delivered, well-executed enrollment conversation is absolutely a gift. But you have to understand the context and the framework. Somebody who is on the receiving end of it, until they've gone through it, that's not a gift to them. It's a sales pitch and they know it. So you're doing yourself harm, not good, by positioning it that way. So just to the reason I mentioned it, because I did see a few people who were talking about that's one of the value services you could offer to a potential partner. And so while that's great, you have to find another way to frame that. Right? You have to find another way to frame it because they also know that by doing that, the reason you're doing the strategy session is also to hopefully get a client, right? At the end of the day. So get a little more creative. You've got it in you. I would love to hear more acutely. What can you give? What resource asset do you have to give away? Right? Like this challenge, these challenge videos. I put my heart and soul into this. I put effort and energy and work into laying this out in a way that's valuable and receivable and executable. Right? And you didn't pay anything for it. Right? And I give this to clients of mine who have clients in common. They have a database, a resource, and a service. Now, I have other friends who are marketers and lead generation and webinar guys and funnel guys and Facebook experts. And they believe they wouldn't promote this to their people because they believe it would be in direct competition to what they say, which I think is kind of interesting because I actually think it's just more the precursor. If you want people to actually buy Facebook ads and paid traffic resources and solutions from you, they need to have money first, right? And this is a better way to go about it because you can organically do this without spending money. Remember, I showed you right from the beginning, we earned over $2 million in revenue using these very strategies we've just laid out for you for the last 5 days without spending money. Literally, the only marketing dollars I spent at all, if you want to call it now, we'll classify it that way because that's how we put it on our P&L, is sponsorships, maybe paying to sponsor an event, right? But here's the beauty. This exercise will help you know exactly and more acutely and fine-tunely, whatever, I make my own words up here, which events you should be sponsoring, which people you should be partnering with for your launches, which people you should be co-branding anything with or promoting or going out of your way for, right? So I want to turn this into a big old teaching webinar. I really want to engage you. I want to talk to you. So what's going on? I see Tom here. Tom has joined the party. Anybody else? The link is here in the thread. So I would love to see your beautiful smiling faces showing up here and ask questions. Guys, this is here. I mean, just put it online. Remember, we talk about best in the world at what you do. I'm the best in the world at getting people to show up on my calendar already predisposed to buy, and then being able to walk them through the finish line, right? With effort and ease, right? And I'm great at it. And I got a 9-figure sales brain here that has been integral in hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. Get on this freaking call and ask me some questions, right? I mean, we're obviously ideally pertaining to this challenge and the exercises here, but let's talk. Let's talk. I love to do this. I love to help. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. I'm here for you. So I'm hoping that this is all able to come through because, yeah, I can't see comments unless you're commenting in this thread here on the live. So what's going on? Let's talk. Let's talk about what are the experiences? What are the people you're reaching out to? What are you going to reach out to them with? What are you going to reach out to them about? How are you going to serve them first? How can you show up in a way that is purely of service to them, that has zero expectation of anything in return from you? Is that even something on your radar? Right? I got people in my circles, friends, colleagues, people, and I just agree to disagree. And I'm playing, there's a time and a place for every strategy by all means. And I am not discounting paid traffic. I am not discounting Facebook ads. I am not discounting anything in business. I don't think there's such a thing as a bad idea. It's just bad timing, bad execution, and bad strategy. Okay. What I'm talking about is getting profitable as economically as possible. Right? Takes money to make money. Yeah, to a degree, maybe. We start out with zero. We all start out zero at some point. Right? But how can you provide value? And a lot of people say, don't ever put anything out that doesn't have some sort of call to action. And from a mechanical business standpoint, sure. But that's not how you build value. That's not how you show a potential partner that you're all about them. Hey, I'm all about you. This blog would certainly serve everything in this. This is my 10. This is the 10 secrets that I know that will help unpack the success for all of your clients. And there's an opt-in at the bottom for free. It's like, oh, okay. And that, again, nothing wrong with it. I don't know that that's what I would call first date material. Right. I'm just rambling here, but I'm just sharing from what I know. I'm putting myself, I went through this challenge with you. So every day I watch the videos you did. And of course I watched the Facebook lives you did from this side of the conversation. So where is, I'm aware of where you're at. Right. I'm putting myself in. What are the questions you have? What are the challenges you have? What are the frustrations? And from my perspective, the biggest challenge and mistake that most of you are making, and I'm trying to see where I can find any of the questions that are coming in that might be in the wrong spot. I can't see it on this screen because this screen's occupied by the live. So right now I'm open. I'll take any, I want to have any clarity kit that I can with you from day 1 all the way through day 5. What questions you have? What ahas do you have? Who's out there? What questions do you have? What's working? I'm seeing some really great, just some great activities, some great things in place, right? So what is it? What are the ahas? I want to know I can see the results that you're posting. What I want to know is what's the thought process behind the results? What are you thinking? What was the clarity? What was the one thing inside of you that said, oh, I got to change this. I need to do this part differently. I need to see this differently. I need to take this part out of what I'm doing. Because I'm just going to lay this on the line for you. If you're already doing this all effectively, you wouldn't be here in this. You would already be out conquering. Okay. I know for a fact you're most likely not doing this stuff. And if you are, you're not doing it effectively. You maybe you're not doing it intentionally, and you're not doing it with the ease and grace and the leverage and the results that you can be getting, right? So again, taking away everything you think you know. Let's get rid of that. Okay. I get people all the time. Oh, I already have referral. Matter of fact, I had somebody reach out to me and say, is this just going to be about referrals? Because I already know how to get referrals. I have a bunch of lead gen processes. That's fantastic. No knock on any of it. My assumption is you don't get referrals intentionally. You don't get them strategically, and you don't get them consistently. And when they do, maybe you do. Okay, my assumption is probably not. You wouldn't be engaged in trying to figure out how to get more leads. And maybe my assumption is also that the ones that you do get maybe are not ideal. Are you getting an abundance of leads? I know a lot of people who get business from referrals, but that may happen once a month, twice a month, or less, less frequently than that. Hey, I'm talking about on a daily basis, because it's predictable, because you've put out the intention, you've set up everything in your environment to ensure that it actually happens, including delivering fantastic results for the people you serve. That's a big part of it. Okay. So I just want to encourage you to jump on here. Hey, I'm here for you. I'm here. I'm here to answer questions. I'm here to take care of business with you. So whatever I can do to help, that's what I'm here for. Yeah, I think you're missing a ridiculously awesome opportunity if you don't jump in here and ask me. Take advantage of picking my brain as the creator of this process and this strategy here, or the implementer of all of this that's been going on, and just because I know what the hell I'm doing. Pretty smart guy. Right? I do everything I can to take advantage of opportunities like that myself. So I'll be here. I can filibuster with the best of them. And I will. I'm here for you. I know the original broadcast time was supposed to be set up for 10 o'clock. So I want to make sure I honor that. And I'm here. This is day 5, guys. Day 5 of the challenge. I'm curious to know what you're going to do with it now. Now you've got this system here. It isn't perfect. You haven't perfected it, right? You just discovered it. What I want to encourage you to do is do not try to perfect it before you implement it. So my actual recommendation would be get it in action. Here's how you perfect it. You perfect it by taking action. The more action you take, the more understanding you get, the more feedback you get. This is all about action. Take action, put it into place, get feedback, ask questions, put it back into place, keep rolling, because you will refine this. And I promise, that's like I said in the video, on day 5 video, do not give up on this because it doesn't work the way that you think it should right away. For some of you, you'll get immediate results. Some of you will work it to death. You will strangle the life out of it before you actually figure it out. And I don't want that for you, but I know it's going to happen. So that's just the way it goes. All right. So join us in, guys. Jump on in on the live. Come on in. You're all welcome. Come on in. The water's warm. All right.
Hello.
Hey, Mauro.
Hey. Hi, Jim.
What's happening?
Yeah, sorry. Today the connection is very weak, and I'm not sure it's going to be stable. But before it get off, I just really want to thank you for the brilliant work, and actually it's producing very good results. Maybe I will show it on the Facebook page, and really thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you. So share, why don't you share with me? I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the acknowledgement. What is the biggest shift that you had? If you had to put a finger on it, what would you say is the biggest breakthrough that came in for you?
Well, on the day 5, when I had to bolt myself, that was something I did not recognize until that moment. And, I was always thinking, maybe I'm not so good, maybe. But following all the process from day 1 to now, on day 5, I said, hey, I'm really able to do this and I can do it. There's no reason why stopping. And yes. Go ahead.
Awesome. Hey, that's fantastic, right? That's, if you're paying attention, I think on day 2, the exercise, right? We talked about naming the verb, right? And my verb is inspire. I love to inspire people to take action because nothing can happen until you actually have a reason and a motivation to move forward. Then from there, it's when, where, how will it happen? But I love being able to provide inspiration for people to take action and get results. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you. That was great.
Good deal. Good deal. So, make sure you stick around. We're going to be doing a webinar coming up, if you saw that in the video as well. So that's coming up on Monday around profiting from partnerships. So now that you're figuring out how to get these partnerships, we want to teach you how to actually make money doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Cool. Outstanding. So, Tom, are you with us or are you just observing?
You bet, brother.
Right on.
How you doing?
I'm living the dream, man.
Looking sharp. Tech is working like a charm. Way to go. It's the new gym. I love it. Hey, 2 questions I posted in the chat, but I know you're busy multitasking there. First one, I see the potential for a different way to help the ideal partner based on where they are at in their waterfall. Like, for example, it was a good eye opener you mentioned yesterday when you said, well, I wouldn't do the helping them design a high ticket program because they think they've already got it figured out, blah, 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 blah. And that's totally the case with what I would call tier 2 and tier 1 partners.
Right.
But with tier 3 partners, it's the opposite. They desperately need it. And so I realized, oh, wait a second. Why not have a different way to help based on where they are at in their journey? Does that make sense? Am I on the right track there?
Definitely. And, I know you and where you're at, and obviously you're much more advanced in your business than a lot of people are at. And so for most people, I would say just focus on mastering the one, but I know you've got a few lanes like us that you swim in. So definitely. And really each person, if you think about it, it's kind of it's a good segmenting tool if that's what's going on, because you could have multiple clients in multiple stages. Right. And then you just have, the key, of course, is just connecting those dots so that it's more intuitive for them. And then it becomes actually easier for you to deliver and fulfill.
Well, that actually was the second question where I actually thought about, well, maybe it would go so far as to create a unique challenge for each partner category, if you will, not partner per se, but where they are at, where if it's not a good fit, for example, what you're doing, if it's, oh gosh, I forget his name now, the guy who teaches joint ventures and partnerships, he probably wouldn't want this challenge as his thing, but he's a great marketer and does joint ventures all the time. And so it would be a matter of coming up with something different that you would present to him. Same idea for me, I guess, with an ideal partner, right? Just look at, because the focus really, the insight for me was, what's going to serve their tribe the most. Yeah. Not what serves me.
And here's the other part, like I think you're probably talking about Rich, right? And Jay, well, we know a few people, but the one thing that I do know is sometimes we get so caught up in the lane that we're swimming in that we forget about the level of nuance and detail of our followers. And, as an example, if you're teaching people how to JV, that's fantastic. But what I also see is most people are really focused on, like, how do you get more people on their lists? How do you attract people that have higher reach and more volume? But they might be skipping this component. So this could be a great component for them to be able to offer to their people, and then they don't have to teach it. They don't have to worry about breaking it down and adding something extra, but this has got something of tremendous value for them. So
that's a good point, because I was actually thinking about somebody else that's in our JVMM, not Rich, but at the same token, you're right, because having gone to his event many times, there is a very large pool of people that have small but enthusiastic tribes.
Right.
And all of those people have no idea that 100 raving fans is more powerful than 10,000 people who barely open your emails.
Amen. We see it. I got clients who have 15,000 people on their list, who get greater results than people. Specifically, I have 2 examples. I have one client that's got just under 14,000 people on her list, and another client's got 130,000 people on his list. And you'd be surprised at which one's getting a better result.
Yeah. Well, I'm not, because we've got our core list and we've got our external list, and our core list is about 9,000. Our external list is 70,000, and they're 50-50 on response. Yeah. Right. So yeah, I can totally see that. In terms of, I love the concept of the challenge, the way it's worked, and the strategy of the components. And it's been helpful for me in terms of replicating it. One of my frustrations has been not knowing when things are coming up, because I like to schedule things. Right. So, today I saw you're going to be doing it at noon instead of 10. I'm like, no, that's the one time I'm booked. I can actually see you. And then when you went live, I'm like, yay. So like with your event coming up Monday, not knowing about it until this stage of the process, I assume is on purpose, because it's not really relevant until you take us through the journey. Right. But then it's a show up live event. So I'm assuming it's not going to have the same impact on a replay, because you're doing it as a Facebook Live. So how do you balance that in terms of? Yeah. Well, to give, I don't want to give it all away here, but basically, you have to, it's just like putting the offer in place for somebody. I just did a podcast episode on overcoming quote unquote objections, which I don't believe in. 'Cause I don't think people really have them, but that's a separate issue. Mostly the biggest problem for most people is that they're trying to overcome objections primarily because you put an offer in place before somebody actually demonstrated the need or commitment for the offer. Oh, I love it. Right. So until they're committed, or until they have a real clarity around why they even need to be looking at the solution, you shouldn't be putting an offer on the table. Yeah. So I could line this up and say, and by the way, there's going to be a webinar on this date, and they can start planning for it, put on the calendar. But up until today, they really have no reason to even
make that up.
Yeah, and that would explain in one very profound sentence why the show up rate for webinars and masterclasses is 20%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they're opting in just sure, why not? Why not? Why not? Right? Not obviously not the 20%, but the other 80%.
Right.
Cool. Love it. Well, good work. I appreciate all the effort you put in. I can only imagine all the parts and pieces and separate disparate elements behind the scenes. So thank you for this. It's been very helpful.
Yeah, appreciate it. We'll be in touch, man.
Absolutely.
Great. All right. So everybody joining in, I see a few of you jumping in here. With in the group, make sure you're jumping in, guys. I'm going to be wrapping this up in a little bit. I know this was originally scheduled for 10 o'clock from the notifications. And then, so I waited, I jumped on early to catch you here because I see people already engaging, posting today's responses to the challenge, which is fantastic. I want to invite you to take advantage. My brain's here. I'm here. I can answer any questions for you, clarifications. I've been answering a few as we go. So if you're catching this on the replay, then of course, at least, I'm trying to think through what are the questions that you would be having at this stage of the challenge based on what you're going through. And again, I want to encourage you, if you've only started day one, as I've seen a few of you have, do the work. Don't skip, do the work. Jump in, do each of the exercises, just get them all done, because this is going to be valuable to you. It's going to be a game changer for how you position yourself in your marketplace with your clients, and getting those clients to actually show up wanting to buy, being predisposed to buy for you. Huge difference, guys. And here's probably the biggest takeaway from all of this. You need to be honest with yourself. I don't care what you tell me. You can say, oh no, I got plenty of referrals and I get people who show up on my calendar ready to buy all the time. Fantastic. Good for you if that's the case. If that's not the case, that's a foolish statement to make, because you're not impressing me or anybody else. If you need the help, here's the help. Get it. Do the work, put it in, make the results happen. I know what's on my calendar. I know what's in my network. I know how this works. And the whole goal here is I'm trying to do the same for you, right? That's what this whole week has been about. So please put the, put the pride away, put the ego away, just open up the learning hat and dump in, right? Dump it in, right? I think it was the exercise we did on day 2, right? Squeegee the brain, don't have to throw the stuff away. Just put it on the floor next to you. I know you're emotionally attached to it, so keep it there. And then after you do all the exercises and you see this, then you can take what parts of what you already know and see where it needs to be sprinkled in. Like I said, I much prefer to have sales conversations with people who show up on my calendar because somebody else told them to come and they were pre-sold on me. Right. And let me give you the real secret behind all this, guys. And, I'm the sales guy. I'm this, people expect magic from me, which is great. I'm cool, open to giving as much of it as I can. I'm not anything spectacular. I have people all the time, well, I would love to listen to one of your sales calls. You probably wouldn't. You probably wouldn't, because it just sound like me talking to you right now. Right. The only difference is I talk to people who already show up wanting to buy from me. So I actually spend half my time talking them out of buying from me so that it can set the hook and land it right. And we can teach you all of that stuff too. But it's the outcome and the byproduct of investing in the marketplace first, choosing wisely and treating kindly, right? Choose wisely, serve people you can, give to those who you can't, and just be of service, give value, and don't just give random value, and don't give value that only positions you, right? Because people get really caught up in that, right? But give value that serves the people that you're giving to, regardless of the outcome. And just take the attachment away from the result. Give the win-win away. Give it away. Win-win implies equality. Win-win implies 2 people are equal. And I got news for you. Ain't no 2 people on the planet equal in terms of skill set, contribution, intelligence, knowledge, all of that. We're equal as human beings, obviously, right? But no 2 people are equal in any given specific context. If you and I are going to get into a giving match, one of us is going to give more because one of us just knows more about this thing. In order for us to give the equal amount, one of us would have to actually give less. And who the hell wants to do that? Right? That's not what I believe in. So instead of win-win, focus on win them, which means we show up to ensure they win. My goal is always to ensure you're getting the better end of the deal. Because I know if I do that for everybody, I am going to get so much more in return, which is what I do. That's the life I live. I'm blessed. But that's part of the motto of the strategy that we have lived by for a very long time. And that's when everything changed for us. Right? That's what this exercise is about. That's what this 5-day challenge is all about. How do you show up that way? And I know some of you is breaking your brains right now because it's not you're seeing, oh, well, where do I charge? What's the amount? And how does this lead me directly to money? Patience, grasshopper. All right. Patience, grasshopper. There's more to it. There's more at play, more at stake in this. And, it's totally total alignment to good old Zig Ziglar, right? If you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want, right? That's the truth and the strategy. Again, just like we talked about in the video yesterday, this is not about, in the day 5 video, I think it was day 5 video today, that it's not, this is not a direct linear process, right? If you go to, we know that if you go to the gym and eat healthy, you're going to lose weight and you're going to be fit. I don't know how much weight you're going to lose. And I don't know when you're going to lose it. And I don't know how fit you're going to be. I don't know if you're just going to be streamlined or if you're going to be ripped and solid, right? That's going to depend on the level of effort, intention, and energy you put into it. But the one thing we do know is if you do those things, you will be fit and you will be healthy and you will live a better life. Same thing here. We don't know when. We don't know how much. We don't know when it's going to pop. But we know for a fact, 100%, right? Factual. If you do these things, you will have a better quality of business. You will have better positioning. You will have better partners. You will have greater profit. Well, I can't guarantee the profits. That depends on how you run your business, but you should lead. It should lead you to more profit. It'll definitely lead you to more revenue. All right. So if you want to jump in, ask a question. I'm going to be jumping off here. I'm going to hang out for a few more minutes and jam and riff and just bloviate because I'm good at it. If you want to stick around and listen to me blow hot air into the wind, I'm great at that, but I would much rather be actually answering your questions and giving you some value specifically. But I'm going to keep reiterating those who are jumping in here, just take action and finish the work. If you haven't finished day 5, do it now. If you only got day 1 and 2, I saw a couple of you get done. Melanie, you mentioned that you weren't able to do day 4 and day 5, but that you're going to do it tomorrow. Make that commitment to yourself. Do it tomorrow. Get it done. Don't wait. Right. I'm seeing a lot of you. You got other things happening. Hey, you're in business. You're busy. I get it. I get it. Right. I'm running a business and a family and a life outside of this too. So this challenge has taken up a lot of my time this week, which has been awesome. But I'm still running a business over here, just like you. So I get it. But just understand this is a game changer for you if you actually implement all this and do the work. So do it. Even if you've only done day 1, get day 2 done, get day 3, get 4, day 5. Knock out a day, put it aside like Melanie's doing and do it all Saturday. Do it all today. It's only going to benefit you. Okay. If you've been struggling to get that consistent lead flow, if you've been struggling to get those quality caliber clients to show up, and again, not just show up. I don't care if you got 100 appointments on your calendar, if you're only converting 20 of them, that means nothing to me. I want to know, are you actually getting the people who are showing up wanting to buy from you? Are you actually having is your reality that people show up and you get to spend most of your time disqualifying them and sending them away? Or are you so desperate for clients or have such an inconsistent rate of clients that you have to talk to all of them and you want to find some way for them to have a reason to buy from you? That's a crappy life to live. I don't want to run my business that way. And in true and pure transparency, I used to. So I get it. Right. But everything is different now. Glad, Janice, glad you got a lot of value from it. Yeah, you as the referral guru and the networking goddess, I'm glad you were able to pull some value from this because, I know that's the lane you swim in. So I'm glad I was able to shed some new light and open some doors for you. Outstanding. Christopher, I see you on the line here, and I know you haven't been involved in the challenge and all with us, but I don't know what you've been picking up. Jump in. You got any questions? Anything you want to share? You want to jump on and say, hey? You can just unmute yourself and jump in. All right. Anybody else want to jump in? The link is in the thread here. Jump in, jump on the line here, ask a question live, or post it right there in the conversation, and I'll answer it from here. If you don't want to put your beautiful smiling face on camera, I'm good with that. Then I'll just make sure I'll hold down the beauty department for everybody today. Cool. All right. So we're going to wrap this up in a few minutes. I will be going through all of the threads today. I'm going to be answering the questions. I'm going to be providing clarity, and take this, please. No, I'm going to challenge some of the stuff you've had. I want to challenge you to greater levels of clarity in the responses that you've given. And those of you who, if I can see by the homework responses that you've put into play, that if it doesn't look like you've actually done the work because the clarity isn't there, what I'm looking for, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to tell you, please go back and do it. And I'm going to ask you questions to challenge you on that. Right. So I'm gonna make that go for you. All right. So I super appreciate you being here. I appreciate you trusting me to be part of your success team, and surrendering to the process. Right. And I'm going to encourage you to keep sharing, keep challenging, go back through the exercises, do them again. Right. You're definitely going to want to hang on to this. Again, these videos are going to be going dark in a week. So, do the work, check them out, see what you can do to make that happen. They're all going to, they're going to go away. We're going to be pulling them. So, we want you to make sure that you can get the value you can from them. I believe there's a link in the email if you want to buy them for, I don't know, a couple of bucks, but basically, I want you to do the work, right? This is not a fixed, fast, cemented target. This is a moving target. This is a fluid exercise. Remember, the more you grow and evolve, the better you become, the bigger you become, the more you do and learn about yourself and business, the greater, what's the word I'm looking for? The perspectives are going to shift, right? So every time you gain new levels of clarity, you're going to realize how to apply this differently. And you're going to want to go through this exercise again, because you're going to understand more nuance, more clarity, more impact and purpose, and more ways that you can serve your client. And so what I see is that there's a evolution. The greater you get, the bigger you get in your business, you start to refine and zero in, because you start shedding out, you start attracting too many people, and you start shedding this out and start focusing in on the people you really, really, really want to serve and are designed to serve. Then you reach a point where that starts tipping, and then you start going into more mass volume, much more mass scale, right? But don't think that scaling a business equals and equates to massive numbers of people, because that's not a direct correlation, right? Massive impact and massive revenue. That's the key, right? So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate you being here. I believe in you. Make the difference. Make sure that you make time. We got the Monday webinar. I believe it's 2 p.m. Pacific time. I've double checked. Go make sure you're going to get notifications for it. So check your email. We'll post it in here as well. But we want you to make sure you're there, because we're going to teach you how to turn all of this fantastic relationship building into profit, right? So profiting from partnerships. Looking forward to seeing you there. Proud of you for the work you've done. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give each other a pat on the back. Go through the Facebook group and give people some high fives and some encouragement for the work that they've done. Because as you know, even though it's a short exercise, you guys committed a week of your time to jumping into this and getting results. And I would love to hear from you what those results are. Do the work. We got more prizes coming out. Grand prize again for that will be given out tomorrow for anybody who's done all 5 days homework and answers the key questions that we put out for the day 6, right, for tomorrow. Then we're also going to draw a seat in our sales unscripted program for you, right? Fantastic value. All right. So we're going to make that happen. So you're going to get some free coaching and a 90-day program with us, with me, access to my brain and my team. Don't miss it. Right. Go make some magic happen. Go do sales and business on your terms. I believe in you. All right. Talk to you soon.